Welcome to Alice in Gemland. Get ready to join your guide Alice to a world filled with sparkling gems and stunning jewelry. Every month she dives into a treasure trove of custom pieces and unique gemstones, each telling its own enchanting story. Get ready for a journey of discovery where imagination meets elegance. So tune in, relax, and let's explore the magics of gems together.
Hi, and welcome to Alice in Gemland. Thank you for joining me again today. I am Alice, the graduate gemologist here at Moriarty's Gem Art. So to start today's episode, I did have a question about what makes me a graduate gemologist. Well, I was fortunate enough to go to the Gemological Institute of America and study on the campus in Carlsbad, California. The Gemology program is a 6-month course where you're in the classroom learning from people who have been in the industry teaching the classes. It's like an 8-to-3 program. I also then had a little internship at Gems and Gemology, the publication put on by GIA, and for a little while in the library. So basically the first 6 weeks is diamonds, and you learn how to use tweezers and how to use a microscope and a loop. And then the rest of the 6 months is learning how to identify gemstones. I am not a geologist, I am a gemologist, and I don't have the qualifications to be certified because I have not taken courses through approved appraisal organizations. And so I am just strictly a graduate gemologist. However, the paperwork I do sign, the appraisals, are legal documents. And I've had many years of experience grading diamonds and identifying gemstones. So hopefully that puts a little confidence in you of what I'm about to show you. And I am going to start with 2 beautiful brand new pieces. It's a suite of Morganites, and it is just brand new beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful pear shape with a little over a carat of diamonds in there. And I'm going to bring it up on the screen over here so we can explore it together. Take a look. And I was playing around with this earlier today on which way would be more pleasing for the wearer of a pear shape. And I think point out to the finger, not only out to the fingertip, not only because it elongates your finger, but then when you're looking at it, you get to enjoy the pear shape as well, and the bigger diamonds at the bottom. So here we've got it's 14 karat white gold, pear shape Morganite from Mozambique, and the Morganite weighs 3.19 carats. And it has a carat 14 of diamonds. And we use excellent cut diamonds, so it's beautiful and sparkly to accent that. And then I'm going to bring out the matching pendant. Oh, look at that. Stunning. Now we just have to do a matching pair of earrings. Equally as beautiful. And take a look at this. Let me go back to the ring here for 1 second. The ring is $4,710, and it has a Euro-style shank on the bottom, which means it is squared off. Sometimes this can help prevent the ring, top-heavy ring, from twisting and turning. It's still super comfortable, and you don't notice it. But it does help keep the ring from turning a little bit. All right, so then we're going to bring up the pendant, and go back. That matches. It's about the same price, $4,285, but take a look at this detail around here. It's a little bit hard to see. I'm going to just take this off the screen here for a second so I can put back to focus me. Those are all diamonds around there. Look at that. Just truly an elegant piece all the way around. Again, and these Morganites perfectly match. Look at that. I'll let you guys enjoy those for a second. Okay, now I'll bring back the pendant, and it has a carat 24, almost a carat and a quarter of diamonds, and the Morganite is 3.48 carats, almost 3.5 carats. Just a stunning piece that needs to go home together. And of course, we do offer layaway, so with 20% down and divided payments over 6 months, this beautiful set could be yours. All right, we're going to move on to our next item. Take that off the screen. And introduce a little bit of yellow gold. Yellow gold is coming back, and you know what? There's no reason we can't have both in our life, right? Or all three. Let's not forget rose gold. Look at this darling little pendant. A little like hugs and kisses design. Unfortunately, the garnet, which is in the center, the color is not showing up because it is actually just a gorgeous pink and very sparkly. And I'll explain sparkly later. Beautiful yellow gold piece. Let me show you it on me. You kind of gauge a size. Oh, and you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the Morganite piece back so you can see how big that is as well. So nice, very nice size pendant here. So I'm just going to flip back here to the Morganite pendant so you can get a gauge of size. Nice statement piece. Look at that. Okay. All right, so this Malaya garnet pendant. Again, here it is. So the color on the website is the true color. It's not really picking up the true color on this one. Move it back and see if we can get a little bit more of the pink. Kind of there, we can see it a little bit. It is, of course, 14 karat yellow gold. The Malaya garnet is 2.45 carats, around brilliant cut. Of course, natural, untreated. And it has about 9 points of diamonds, but those little 9 points of diamonds do a great job sparkling. I'm going to bring that back. Just a beautiful piece. I love the color combination of the pink and the yellow together. I think it really makes the pink pop a little bit more. And this pendant is $17.60. Great little everyday piece, special occasion piece, anytime piece. All right, so I'm going to bring out this one, which I love color combinations. So this one is just right up my alley. Kind of goes with what I'm wearing today. So, and unfortunately the green is not going to show up, but here we can make it. Here's some of the green. Oh, that's actually pretty good right there. Whoop. But here, because I'm on a green screen, we can make it disappear too. Sorry. Just a little silliness. So there are sapphires, diamonds, and chrome tourmaline in this pendant. I'll show it up. So this one was designed by Steve Moriarty. And we've done it a couple times with different color combinations, and it just always seems to really work well. And who doesn't love green and blue together? Unless it's blue and pink, but so let's see. Oh, I'm off screen here, so we're going to switch over here. Hang on. I need a third hand. There we go. Bring that up. There it is. And again, the color of the chrome tourmaline is much better represented on our website as the true color than what that you were seeing as I was holding it up. So it is a Portuguese round, so you get a little extra brilliance to it. And it weighs 2.93 carats, and it has 8 fine blue sapphires from Madagascar, and 46 diamonds. They have a combined total weight of 79 points. And again, just a beautiful piece all the way around. And here's the fun part. It's reversible. So you can wear it this way, or since it is open enough, you can wear it this way. Now, we did have a debate earlier today on which was the right way to wear it. And I kind of like it this way with the square on top, but Steve likes it with the rounded part on top, kind of with the idea of, let me just flip it around here, so that you kind of can look down and see the sapphires. So really, it's the wearer's prerogative on which way they want to put it. So kind of fun. Gives you options, depending on what you're doing. And it's probably about an inch and a quarter long. This is a nice sizable piece. That's really nice. I just wish the color would show up better on the screen because I think it's worthwhile seeing in person. Okay, so now we are going to move on to our next piece. And we're going to do a little pair of earrings. Little pair of Australian opal earrings with a little diamond accent. Beautiful play of color. Look at those sweet little studs. And look at the color that's coming out of them. The blues and the reds and the oranges and the yellows. Set in 14 karat white gold. And great earlobe size. Just a nice little post with friction back. Let's see. There we go. And our backs fit tight, so as you can see. So if you ever do feel like your backs are loosening up on your earrings, you know, either give us a call, stop by, or visit your local jeweler to see you might need a new pair of backs, or sometimes, not in the case of Australian opals earrings, we can re-rhodium plate the earrings, and that puts a fine coating over it, a plating, which is in the rhodium's in the platinum family. And that helps to build up a little bit of metal. It's hypoallergenic, and that way it makes the backs be a little bit tighter. So always a good idea if your backs are loose to double check. You don't want to lose a pair of earrings. So I'm gonna bring these up on the screen. There we go. And the opals are 76 points total weight, a little over 3/4 carat. Here's a picture on the ear. You can see how nice they are, the size, because of course you know I like smaller earrings, so I'm an advocate for these. Again, Australian opal earrings, just a great size, and $6.90. So it's a nice pair of earrings to add to your collection. Okay. And let's see. I think I definitely have more pieces to show. Just deciding which one to show next. And I think I'm going to pick this one, which is becoming one of my new favorite colors. And I don't know, I'm not sure why, but it really appeals to me. And I think it has to do with flowers and sunshine. So you can take a guess. It's a yellow sapphire. It's an emerald cut yellow sapphire. Got some unique details on the sides with the diamonds in the side gallery there. Just a nice size. I hesitate to call it a dainty piece of jewelry because it's a large sapphire at 1.25 carats. But definitely a smaller piece than what we mostly produce. However, again, I feel like there's a place for small jewelry and a place for large jewelry, and especially for sapphires, because that's they get quite pricey when they get bigger. So this this yellow sapphire, which actually showed up really nicely. The color showed up really nice. Just a little ray of sunshine there. Is from Madagascar, and of course 14 karat white gold, and it has about 1/3 of a carat of diamonds in it. So again, it is, and it hasn't been heat treated. It has been heat treated to enhance color. Sometimes they do that to either lighten or darken, or to dissolve inclusions. And the sapphire is a carat 44, and that is a large, impressive sapphire. I know there's other gemstones that come in much larger sizes and much lower prices, but sapphire is one of those top tier stones that you can wear every single day and never worry about it. So this one's $27.90, and I'm going to bring it back, and I'm going to kind of show a little bit more of the details. You see little diamonds right there, and a nice little split shank there. How far those diamonds go down. I mean, this could be everyday ring, engagement ring, whatever you want it to be. I love the double prongs on the corners of the emerald cut. Gives it a little extra protection. Just really, really pretty. And of course, we have a yellow sapphire pendant on our website as well. So you could always get a set. And not that you have to match your jewelry. Trust me, I don't match my jewelry. But sometimes it's nice. Okay, so I am going to show you my last More Gems piece. And then I'm going to break, because I do have a question from one of my viewers that it's going to take a little bit of time to explain. So I want to make sure that I leave time for that before we head on to the rest of the jewelry. So this one actually matches my shirt, so maybe I just need to have this one. That is a blue zircon. Look at how gorgeous that is. Ugh, look, it's perfect. So this one is a 2.93 carat blue zircon, and it is from Malawi, again from our new favorite source in Africa. So it's a little bit of a deeper, darker teal blue, not so much having any green modifier to it. Look at how bright it is. Oof, look at that. See that from across the room. And you could stack other rings with this one easily. And then I'm just going to show you the side. Again, this one's got some diamonds in the prongs and in the gallery. Just really pretty and well finished all the way around. Dainty band, but super comfortable, nice and rounded. All right, well, let's take a look at the specs as I bring it up over here on our website. So again, blue zircon from Malawi, 2.93 carats, and 1/3 of a carat of diamonds, 14 karat white gold, and $27.50. Dainty ring, big stone. But even though I say dainty, that doesn't mean it's delicate. The ring is built to be worn, so you don't necessarily have to worry about it. However, I do recommend having your jewelry checked every 6 months to 1 year. There's no record keeping here that we do it. We just like to keep, make sure everybody's jewelry stays nice and well maintained, and tighten stones up, and clean and polish. So it's not, and we like to visit. So don't ever hesitate. If you think your stone is loose, or you think it's snagging on something, bring it in. Let's take a look and see what's going on. All right, so I am going to answer some questions. So I had a question from a viewer for the different, actually, I'm going to leave this on. Just because look how that stands out. Okay, so for the difference between refraction versus dispersion. And actually there is no refraction versus dispersion. It is refraction starts first, every gemstone has a refractive index. It's measured on a refractometer, and every single gemstone has one. So that's kind of like our baseline. And what the refractive index measures is the ability for the gem to slow and bend light. So from there, we take it a step further to dispersion. So dispersion is the ability for a gem to break up the white light and into spectral colors. And then, so sometimes if we don't say dispersion, we'll call it fire. And sometimes fire is easier to remember. And so like diamond is 0.044 with dispersion, zircon is 0.039, and tanzanite is 0.03. So that's still pretty high in the dispersion numbers. So dispersion can be affected by how well the gemstone is cut. And of course, larger gems will often show more dispersion than smaller ones, just because there's more space for the light to break up and bounce off the facets. But again, it's super important how well that stone is cut, because if the light doesn't come down into the stone, bounce off the pavilion, and come back out the table, if it's just what they call light leakage, where it just kind of leaks out the sides and the bottom, you don't get that light bouncing back at you, which then leads me to the next gemological term, which is brilliance. And that's the quantity and quality of white light returned to the eye. I know this is probably deep diving more than you want to know, and we can just call it all sparkle, which is scintillation. And that's the total amount of light seen from the stone. So we can interchange dispersion and fire and brilliance and scintillation and sparkle, and we know what we're talking about because it's just how pleasing the stone is when we look at it. Now, how do they measure dispersion? So I know Steve always has his prop, so I brought my prop out, and I'm going to lift it up because it is thick and heavy. It is the Webster's Gem Guide. This is a book I purchased back when I was at GIA, and I have used it many times. So the spine is broken. But I will just read to you here real quick that dispersion is measured with a spectroscope, which are challenging to learn how to use. And I have a little tiny handheld one it's about this big, which I wouldn't be able to measure dispersion with. But GIA's lab and other gem labs will have much larger spectroscopy machines. That's a little hard to say, to measure these things. But here is, I'm going to read this for you. A measure of the dispersion is the difference between the refractive indices of the red and blue rays. In general, the dispersion of gemstones is measured by the difference in refractive index of the stone for the red ray, which is the B line of the Fraunhofer's solar spectrum, and the Fraunhofer's G line in the blue. So probably more information than she wanted to know, but it is something that we do deal with in gemology. So I hope this little lesson hasn't confused you. So just remember sparkle, just remember fire, and just remember that if it makes you smile, then that's what's important. All right, so now, have you noticed I haven't shown any Tanzanites? So I'm going to flip over to our Tanzanite website here real quick, and I have a little bit of a lineup of Tanzanite, and I do have color combinations. But I'm going to start off with, I think, my favorite pair of earrings in the show. I'm a sucker for emerald cuts, and these are emerald cut Tanzanites. Let me just bring it up here real quick on my screen. And these are 3.66 carats. Look at these guys. Oh my gosh. Look how gorgeous they are. They are a little bit more on the blue side. But look at that. That would make me very happy. I could smile with these earrings. So they are 8 by 6 millimeters. They're about a carat and 3/4 each. So just nice big Tanzanites, but not too big for the ear, at least for me. Oh, look at that. Look at the blue that stands out in there. Look at how eye-catching those are. Wow. Okay, they're set in 14 karat white gold. Again, they are post with friction backs. So, whoop, hear that little click. Nice tight fit. And I'm going to bring them up on our website here. And 3.66, they are $19.90. I'm going to show you a picture of them on the ear. Valerie's our ear model today. Look at that. Look how bright blue they are. And they are 40% blue, 60% violet, VS1. So it's interesting because in this lighting that I'm in right now, they look much more blue to me. So in different lights, you're going to notice that they're going to color shift. But look at that. Look how they stand out on the ear. Just perfect. Absolutely perfect. So if you want to grab these are on our Tanzanite jewelry website. I know usually all my show pieces are in one location, but you're going to have to hop around a little bit this time, which shouldn't be a problem because then you can explore all of our products, and I'm sure most of you have anyways. Because you're probably familiar with Steve's live YouTube show for his newly cut gemstones. And I'm not sure exactly when our next show is. We've got 4th of July in there to consider, and we've got a vacation coming up, so we get a little bit of a break. So I'm going to bring up this next pair, which are just as darling. Okay, I love the emerald cut earrings, but I also love these. So why can't we have more than one pair of earrings? Of course we can. Look at this. Not your typical halo. It's almost like a little flower around it. Those are like a little millgrain, and with they're not quite bezel set, but they look bezel set. And nice flat on the back, so it'll sit against your ear. Let me pull. Whoop. Again, friction back and post. It will sit nice and flat against your ear, and about the same size as the emerald cuts too, except you have the diamonds accenting. So that really, look at how that stands out too, just like a little frame. Those are really nice too. I just really like this design too. Look at that. So I am going to bring this pair up on our website and walk through the details with you. All right, and there we go. They're carat 77 total weight, and with the Tanzanites, they and 39 points of diamonds. And of course, we use excellent cut diamonds, so we've got maximum brilliance and scintillation, fire and sparkle, because that's what we want. And these are violet blue vivid, 30% violet and 70% blue. So I am just curious. Let's give you a price here. Of course, 14 karat white gold, $2,200. And I'm going to pull back over here, and let's see. Let's compare these two guys. Let's see what we can do. Huh. Look at that. And the oval definitely does look more blue. But, again, they're both about the same size. Very, very nice. Plan ahead. Christmas is coming. This stuff goes fast, so the earlier you buy, and we can hold on to it, and you can make payments on it if that's what you need to do. We're happy to accommodate that. So just keep that in mind as we're shopping. Okay, so next is another color combination. And let me get back to my home screen here. And okay, there we go. All right, so again, it's one of my favorite color combinations. We have the one on MoreGems. So, but here we've got the Tanzanite and chrome tourmaline, which looks so good. It almost looks like a Saphirite garnet. And I'm not knocking chrome tourmaline. I like chrome tourmaline. I'm just a garnet girl, and I love garnets, so that's where I tend to gravitate towards. No, chrome tourmaline definitely it's colored by chromium, and so it has that rich green color, that vibrant green that we all enjoy. Not all green tourmaline is equal in their greens. Okay, so I'm going to pull it. Oh, you can kind of see as it's swinging, you can kind of see the green a little bit better here. Oh, there, right there. Oh, look at that. What's interesting is I'm just going to bring this other one back here. The sapphire and chrome tourmaline. Oops, let's get it back on the green screen. So this is the one with the sapphires is a lighter chrome tourmaline, and this one's a little bit darker. That's what's so great about gemstones. They're not all the same. Just a nice, beautiful piece. Let me show it to you up here. Great statement size, but not too big. I mean, you could wear it every day. Or you could have a variety. Whatever works for you. Look at that. Look at how that Tanzanite stands out too. Again, just one of our favorite color combinations. Although what's funny is Tanzanite does work with a lot of different colors. Greens and yellows and reds and pinks and purples, and it just you don't normally think of blue as being that versatile, but I think it's that the blue violet combination in Tanzanite that really lends itself to pairing with other colors. So 14 karat white gold, and the Tanzanite is just over 4 carats, 4.045. 40% blue, 60% violet, 945 out of 1,000. And the chrome tourmaline is a carat 23, which looks way bigger than that, if you ask my opinion. Again, just simple, fun, not too dressy, great for every day. $39.90 is the price on that. And of course, if you need a chain, you can add that on. 18-inch chains are typical length most people get. Sometimes, 16 or 20, depending on how long you like your necklaces and what kind of necklines you wear. Take that into consideration too. So you don't want it too short, and you don't want it too long, and you don't want it falling up behind your shirt. Look at that. Look at that Tanzanite. Ooh, that's good. Okay, let's see. I've got a couple more pieces. And here is a ring. Let me show that to you in just a second. Another color combination. I have to say, I think this was one of my favorites. Here is light pink sapphires, and not too terribly light, but light, and Tanzanite, and of course diamonds on the band. Pull this back a little bit further. It's in front of my face. We'll put it down. Beautiful modern take on the 3-stone ring. It's just different, and you'd get compliments all over the place on this one. The diamonds don't come down too far, so if diamonds bother you between your fingers, then you shouldn't have to worry about it with this design. And they're pretty smooth as well. Oop. tags in the way. Nice rounded band on the back. Just a real nice linear design to go along with those three beautiful stones in the center. Look at that. Very comfortable. Not too thick between the fingers. Great size. Just love that color combination. Little accented diamonds. Okay, so let me bring it up on our website. So we've got a 2.36 karat Tanzanite in the center, 14 karat white gold, and the sapphires are from Madagascar, and they are, one can presume they're heat treated. I don't know if it says in there. Yes, the pink sapphires are heat treated. Again, it's just to enhance the color. They've been doing it for thousands of years, so it's just a completely accepted practice. The sapphires are carat 10 total weight, and the diamonds are just a little over a quarter carat of diamond. So those are actually nice big diamonds on the side then, for as few of them as there are. So they really stand out. Be a great engagement ring, great anniversary ring, great just because ring. 4,500 for this ring. Yeah, you got to get out of the mindset of it has to be for a special occasion. Just special to you is the most important, because you want to enjoy it and you want to love it. It doesn't always have to tie in with anything that's going on in your life. So another great piece. I'll bring it back a little bit. And again, I'm going to bring back the website. The color that is shown on the website is for the pink sapphires is much more accurate than what I was showing you on my hand. And I don't know if I can pick it up back here or not. But just beautiful complement to the Tanzanite. All right, I have one more piece to share with you. I saved the big guy for last. So this one's exciting. I really like this piece. I was thinking about wearing it during the whole show to kind of tease you guys, but I didn't. Now, this one is a showstopper. It's, of course, 14 karat white gold. It has diamonds. It has a big, beautiful Asher cut Tanzanite. And a blue zircon, which we kind of toyed around with what were we going to call it because of the shape. So it's not a kite. It's not a shield. And it's backwards. There we go. Try that again. Look at that. In one cutting book I looked at, they called it a lozenge cut. And we were just like, oh, I don't think we're going to call it that. So I think what Steve ended up calling it is a parallelogram. Look at those. I mean, two bold colors, two together, and just Steve designed this one. Look at the design all the way around. Even like the little detail on the back, like the little basket weave here that's continued. He didn't stop it. Oop. Now I did put on a heavier wheat style chain. I think it could support that style. And that's an option. And we basically have box chains on our website just to kind of keep it simplified. But if you ever want a different style chain or a different length, feel free to reach out and contact us. We're happy to send you pictures and prices for different style chains. Look at that piece. Just absolutely stunning. Okay. Yep, I could go home with that today. Well, I can't, but one of you could go home with it today. Look at that. Look at the colors together. Oh, that makes me smile. All right, so let's bring up the details on this piece. Actually, I'll just throw it on while we're discussing it. There we go. Okay, so the Tanzanite is 6.38 carats, and it is a step cut square, otherwise known as an asher. So it has the same faceting pattern as an emerald cut, except it's square instead of rectangular. And it's a 964 out of 1,000, and it's 40% blue and 60% violet. And the step cut parallelogram blue zircon is from Cambodia, and it is 2.17 carats. And there's just a hair over 3/4 of a carat of diamonds in this piece. Look at that. Gorgeous. Ugh. Whoever gets this is going to be super lucky, because this is the color combinations everybody's going to want to know what it is, which is really cool. Because then that puts the word out about different gemstones. So we're going to revisit, let's revisit some color combinations here real quick before I end my show. Of course, these are all Tanzanite pieces. Look at the green in that. Look at the blue in that. Look at the pink in that. And then, of course, my favorite, which I know is the simplest piece in the show, but I just really like these. Look at those. Absolutely beautiful. Well, if you guys, thank you for joining me, and if you have any questions, feel free to write in, and we're happy to answer them on the next segment. So again, remember, fire and sparkle. Every gemstone has a refractive index, and dispersion is one of those. It's how the light is dispersed into spectral colors, the fire of the gem. And we all like that. So thank you for joining me today. Again, I am Alice, the graduate gemologist here at Moriarty's Gem Art. And stay tuned for Steve's next live YouTube show on MoreGems.com. Thank you for joining me.